What's going on, everyone? This is the F Word Podcast, brought to you by Entertain Facts. I am your host, G, and with me is Nick, alone today.
That's it. Just you and me today, buddy.
Just you and me.
Yeah.
Boss is busy. Yeah. We're also, because Boss is busy, we're putting the WWF Word on hiatus, but you do have just a quick little thing about what was going on.
I do, yeah. I don't know. Do we want to touch on that now?
I'd say start it off.
I got to say the promo between John Cena and Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw was one of the best promos I've seen in a long time. The week before with The Miz and John Cena and Roman Reigns is pretty epic too, but in this one, Roman Reigns and John Cena, they're going to fight at No Mercy, and they had their contract signing, and I'm like, hey, this is kind of stupid, whatever, but John Cena was being a total jerk.
Legit jerk, going out of his way to be a jerk.
Yeah, Roman Reigns, you could tell he was nervous, right? Like, this is like his biggest promo ever. At one point, he forgot like a line, this is live, right? So he's like, John Cena's like, you know what? Do you need a minute? Hey, do you want me to stop? Do you need a break? This is only the biggest promo of your life, and we're only live. Don't worry about it, right? But just the way he did it, it was a really good one. I'm hoping this match is good. It kind of reminds me of when John Cena and The Rock were having, and it got personal.
Yeah.
He's like...
outside of the story,
outside of the story, Roman Reigns is like, you made fun of wrestlers who are part-time, but here you are part-time.
Yeah.
And John Cena retorts back, and he's like, yeah, well, I'm doing a better job part-time than you are full-time. It was just
shots fired.
Yeah, shots fired, and you could tell some of them, Roman Reigns is like, I'm gonna kill you. Yeah. So I'm not gonna do a full review, but that on its own, if you check it out on YouTube or whatever, yeah, you'll love it for sure.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Well, we are on episode 10.
Amazing.
How
did we make it?
Have no idea. Not only do we have episode 10 of this, I posted a bunch of Let's Plays on Uncharted Lost Legacy. Oh. The audio has been a bit of a mess. Because there's the sound in the game, and my voiceover, but the stuff in the game is way overpowering my mic. So the one I'm putting up today is not going to be as good. In fact, my microphone was off for the first 20 minutes, but whatever. So we've got that. I know Anthony's going to be doing a beta on the new Call of Duty game. But not only that, you'll notice that our set is a little bit different.
Right?
How awesome is this?
Amazing.
So,
yeah. Ari Gold in the middle.
For those of you who don't know, have never seen Entourage, this is Ari Gold. Ari Gold is a badass talent agent, and in this particular scene, which is one of my favorite scenes, he just goes in after a hostile takeover and paintballs the hell out of every employee that screwed him over, and it was epic.
Amazing. Yeah.
So that's compliments of my brother. And then we've got our infamous inspiration, Spider-Man. But I also have two pieces that I haven't showcased. One is this Captain America one. It's a custom made from a local artist here that my fiance got me for Christmas. And that Spider-Man over there was the one that I got for my birthday a couple days ago. Same artist, custom made. And I'm apparently going to be getting a fleet of these. Nice. So I'm super excited.
Happy belated, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just going to make sure everything's recording properly. There we go.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I'm not having the laptop on this time. I want to do it clean. We only have our coffees.
Al fresco, yeah.
Our coffees are here. So for the 10th episode, for us, starting off, and it's how far is this going to go? Are we going to have people that care? We're still holding strong in views and such. So we thank everybody for, tuning in, checking it out, hitting the like button, subscribing. I've been seeing more people subscribing on there, which is really cool.
Views, we get through the episodes, which is awesome.
Yeah, and also just in terms of us evolving every time is getting the quality of the show, right? Yeah. When we started with just audio, now we've got video, as we see right here. Not only video, we've got a set, changing it up. I know that first video was 480. Now we're in 1080.
Yeah.
Also, I got my buddy Ethan that came by and helped me with some lighting. We got some construction lights. So we're evolving this thing more and more, and your feedback on that would be absolutely perfect. I want to showcase most of this artwork. This wall is going to be filled with stuff as much as we get it.
Yeah.
But for the 10th episode, what do we do? Do we talk about the regular stuff? I'm thinking maybe not. For this one, I want us to go over our top 10 favorite movies.
Yep.
Why? Because it's our 10th
Makes
episode.
sense.
So I think it makes sense. So we'll keep the movie news out of it. We'll keep the TV stuff out of it. Let's just talk about our favorite movies. And the reason is because you get an idea of what movies we're into.
Yeah.
You've kind of gotten a feel for, who's into the superhero thing, who's not, so on and so forth. But this is going to get you more into what we like and why we like our favorite movies.
I want to see how different our lists are going to be. I know they will be quite different, But like, it would have been nice to, like, I know Anthony's busy apparently.
Yeah.
You know, we all got problems, Anthony, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice to see his top 10 list as well, just to kind of compare, like you said, 3 generations worth
Amen.
of, like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, or 3 age groups, not really generations. We're still kind of the same, but
Yeah, but still, like
Yeah.
we've got differing things. We've seen things at certain times. Certain movies hit us at just that right time. Like one of mine, people are going to be like, "How is that in your top 10? There's way better movies."
Yeah.
Sure, but it hit me at a time where it made the most impact.
Yeah.
When you were putting your list together, what were you looking at? Are you looking at overall, like what everyone thinks is the best, or are they movies, your top 10 movies that you'll go to?
my list, when I was like thinking about, okay, how am I going to do my top 10? One of my biggest criteria was which movie have I seen a bunch of times,
Yep.
but even if it comes on TV, I'll watch it again. So that was kind of one of the ones where I'm like, one of my major criteria. So when I did my list, that's kind of where I based most of it on. And like, you know, a lot of it is like, you know, you're going through times in your life, you know, whatever. It's ones that stick
Amen.
out the most, or that kind of like, you know, just meant something to you. So that's kind of where I did mine. How about you?
Almost the exact same thing.
Yeah.
These are ones that I've seen a bunch of times over. I'll watch them at least at a minimum once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And they're ones that, again, they hit me at the right time. They stuck. A couple of them are just more so in the vein of, you know, which directors, because I'm really big into which directors do certain movies and such. So some of them are similar, like some couple directors are the same on this one. But yeah, that's where we usually go to. Why? Because that's why they're my favorite.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite because it was the most amazing, it won Oscars or whatever.
Right.
It's my favorite because it's mine. But this list has changed so many times.
Oh, yeah.
And even now, like after I changed it again last night, I changed it again before we even did the show. But Nick, I want you to start off. Okay. I want you to run through 1 to 5, then I'll run my 1 to 5.
Are we starting from the bottom to 5, and then the top 5 after?
If you legitimately have an order, for me, I don't actually have an order. Which one's my number 1? It's
Okay.
more so these are in my top 10, and they shuffle. So
Okay.
go 1 to 5 for yourself.
Sure.
Then I'll do my 1 to 5. Then we're gonna go 6 to 9.
Okay.
And then we'll leave the 10th one for, like, I guess our last one that we want to leave. So
Okay.
start us off, man.
All right. So for me, the first one I'll mention is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
like that's an old school movie.
Oh, man.
But it was like one of the first ones. It was one of the first movies where I actually went to the theater twice to watch it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So for me, I thought it was like at the time, I thought it was a really good movie. It's kind of one of my favorites that I've had. Like I have the VHS of it, the DVD of it. I think a lot of the reason why I do like it was Alan Rickman as Sheriff of Nottingham. I know we've mentioned that in the past.
Alan Rickman.
His character is just amazing. Like Loxley, I'll cut your heart out with a spoon. You know, like little lines like that he had, or where he's pointing to like the hookers or whatever. He's like, you 10:30, you 10:45, bring a friend, right? Like little stuff like that. So that's my number 10 or whatever, like, you know, whatever, first one. The second one, The Replacements with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, man.
Like
Yeah.
that's it's a good sports one.
Ass movie, man.
Yeah, my favorite underrated. My favorite line in that was, "You're not even a has-been, you're a never was." Like
So cheesy.
so cheesy
From the
But,
cheesiest guy.
Yeah, I love that movie. I thought it was like, it's one where if it comes on,
Yeah.
Like I know for a while there, like TBS was playing it like every weekend,
All the time,
a few
yeah.
years back,
Yeah.
and like every weekend, like a sucker, I'd be like, okay, you know, I'll watch a bit, but I watched like the whole thing. Yeah. Transformers. I mean,
You're a Transformers guy.
I am. So the original one.
If I remember correctly, and for those of you who don't know, you've got a shrine. You've got an actual, while people have china cabinets with plates,
Yeah.
you've got one similar with just some of the rarest Transformers from way back when.
I would say it's about as big as like the set here in terms of a cabinet. And I've got like the first gen, second gen, third gen Transformers, like pretty well all of them that you could think of.
Yeah.
Like I collected them as a kid. So yeah, for that one, there's a little bit of a nostalgia, right?
Of course.
The other one, Star Trek Into Darkness. So the second one,
From the newest one.
new ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the newest one that you have on your list that's hit your favorites?
That one I would say is the newest one.
Okay.
That one is just kind of one of the ones where I don't know, I just really liked it. I thought it was a well done movie. I thought like the way the characters, like when Spock for the first time seemed human, like
Right.
you know, in terms of I thought it was just a well done movie. And again, it's one where if it's on TV, I'm gonna watch it. Like Christine and I will both watch it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like, you know, she's more of a Star Trek person. Like
She is.
Yeah, I'm more of a Star Wars, right?
Oh.
But it's one movie where we're both like, okay, yeah, we could watch
We're
it
good with
together.
this. Wow.
And then the last of my first 5 will be the Da Vinci Code. You know, I just
Yeah.
Tom Hanks. I think he's an awesome actor.
Yeah.
The books were like, I don't read much.
You've read those books though.
I've read those books,
Yeah.
like Angels and Demons. I read as well.
Okay.
Da Vinci Code. I just thought was a better like plot. Thought it was a better movie kind of a thing too. So yeah, I don't know. Like, and whenever it's on, again, like I'll watch it. It was kind of one of those, you know, like religious thrillers, I guess you could call
Yeah, of
them.
course.
And like, you know, it just brings up so many like interesting theories and
Sure.
stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
where it's like, you know, you just kind of are like, oh, okay, yeah, like I never thought of it that way, right? So those are my first 5. I don't know.
Out of those 5, which ones I know, and specifically going to when you mentioned Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, have you seen it recently? And if you have, does it still hold up? I mean, it's still on your list, but
Yeah.
you know, does it hold up for you? Do you go back and it's just like, this is why I love this movie?
Yeah, like I mean, not to the extent that it used to be for sure, because there's just like, I mean, you look back and you're like, okay, it's kind of like not the best done movie.
Sure, but it's an older movie
But
back
it's an
in the
older
day.
movie,
Yeah.
exactly. But no, yeah, I still think like I could still quote that movie basically from the beginning right to the end,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
like
yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of it's one of those. So yeah, that one still sticks out for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, you? What do you got?
So for mine, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so I have one superhero movie on here,
Okay.
and it's probably one that, I mean, I've mentioned a couple times, but it's definitely one that most people like. It might be divisive in terms of superhero movies. Spider-Man 2 will
Yeah.
definitely be my number one.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2, the first one I loved.
Yeah.
This painting over here is from the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. I love those ones
Yeah.
so much. Yes, The Dark Knight's an incredible movie, but I think it's more focused on the Joker than anything else. Like,
Yeah.
if the Joker wasn't in it, it would be it'd be a good movie, but it wouldn't be as good. But for
Yeah.
me, Spider-Man 2 from start to finish hit at such a good time for me. And I'm like, and as well, I was in that identity crisis. Like when you're a teenager,
For sure.
and you've got that identity crisis. That's why I relate to Peter Parker so much. And specifically when that one came up, he was really going through that identity crisis.
Yeah.
He was losing his powers because he didn't know which one he wanted. So that's definitely one.
I knew that one would be on your list for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
So that one's, I guess, would be like number 1 to 10 or whatever
Yeah.
kind of thing. The next one is 7.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
What's in the box, man?
box?
And I like those. I like the psychotic, I like the thrillers.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey, and that was amazing.
Brad Pitt.
Brad
Morgan
Pitt was amazing.
Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, even Gwyneth Paltrow was in there for,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know, to be that what's in the box part of it. But yeah, that's one of my top movies.
That's a great pick.
It's so just crazy. It blows your mind. The thing at the end, just Kevin Spacey's character alone in the shortest amount of time, it was just incredible.
Yeah.
The next one I would say would be, Lion King.
Oh yeah.
Number 3 is The Lion
Yeah.
King. It's my only Disney one on here.
Yeah.
Brings me to tears every single time. Crushes me every single time whenever Mufasa dies.
Yeah.
And it's just, again, hit at the right time. I can still watch it. It's got everything that I need.
Yeah.
The next one is going to be Reservoir Dogs. So that's going to be number
I've never
4.
seen that one, so yeah,
Man.
I know.
So
I remember you saying that.
Tarantino is one of my favorite directors. He's probably my second favorite director of all time. And Reservoir Dogs is just incredible to me. It was his first one, changed the indie movie landscape, and it was just all sorts of badass, just the whole heist gone wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. And then to go into this would be my 5th one, is The Breakfast Club.
Oh, great movie for sure.
And
yeah,
it's weird because I never grew up in the 80s.
no,
So I'm an 88 baby.
Yeah.
So I saw this movie just before I got to high school. I was about grade 8.
okay,
And it was on. I watched it. I said, this is the most incredible thing I have ever seen.
Yeah.
And not only that, I was working at a restaurant at the time, and Judd Nelson, who plays Bender, was there.
Oh.
My first moment of ever being starstruck. I've met Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, when I was working at the A&W at
Oh.
the mall. When they were filming Just Friends, Ryan Reynolds and Chris Klein, I believe his name, they came in. I made
Oh.
the Mama Burgers. It
I
was
didn't know
super
that.
sweet.
Okay.
And it was just kind of like, I went, hey, I made your burger. And I was like, and I ran back. But when I saw Judd Nelson, I was like, this guy's like
I'm not even
everything.
talking.
Not
Yeah.
even going for it. So, yeah, that is my 1 to
Wow.
5.
very good.
Yeah.
very good picks.
So, Nick, run us through 6 to 9.
All right, so the next one I have is Rocky 4
Oh,
with the Russian.
oh.
Like it's just it wasn't by
just-
no means a cinematic masterpiece.
Sure.
But just it's one of those ones where you're like, where he's just, like every time the fight scene comes up, like
Yep.
you got to watch it, and like when Apollo dies in it and all that kind of stuff, right? It's just kind of one of those classics that I'm like, okay, I got to watch it again. Like it's
And it's got what the other ones don't. Like the first Rocky, a lot of people think it's the best one or whatever. He
Yeah.
doesn't win. It's more of like making it kind of thing.
Right.
Rocky 4 had that epic nature to
Yeah.
it. My favorite line from that is when he was like, he's made out of stone. Like the way, like when he's
Yeah.
sitting down and he's actually exhausted.
Yeah.
Awesome pick.
No, it was a good one.
Awesome pick.
That one just one that sticks with me. Here's an odd one. I don't know if you've seen this one or not. This one was one of my favorites growing up. Is Weird Science.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going to Best Buy with you the one
Yeah.
time and you saw it and you flipped the F out.
I was like, oh
I
my
think
God.
you lost your VHS.
Yeah.
You lost the VHS. We
Yeah.
found it at Best Buy and I was like,
My sister
really?
taped over it, and I was like,
Oh, man.
just devastated. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. Days of Our Lives apparently took precedence, but
God damn, Days of Our Lives.
stupid.
It's the
no,
worst.
It's a good soap opera, but that's okay. Anyway, but no, like Weird Science was just one of those movies where I was like, as a kid, you're
Yeah.
like, a little bit of a dork. You don't talk to girls, and like they build a girl, right? Like it was just, I don't know, for me, and Costa Furla, right?
Yes,
Like
yeah.
so, him and I. Like for some reason just love that movie. Like we would see it every weekend when we would hang out and stuff. So like it was just kind of one of those like, yeah. So Weird Science was the other one. You'd kind of alluded to it. Dark Knight.
great movie. Incredible movie.
I just
Can't deny it.
Yeah, for some reason it sticks with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was the other one where Dark Knight or Night Rises or whatever was kind of I was like, which one do I like better? But there was so many, like we've had this discussion before.
Tons.
So I'm like, I think Dark Knight was the better one. And then my last one for now, I love this movie, Hitch.
You love.
I love that movie.
Hitch.
Yeah, like
Love
it's
Hitch.
such a good one.
No one loves Hitch as much as you do.
Yeah,
you
like
know that,
I'm a
right?
huge Will Smith fan.
Yeah.
And like
Who isn't?
Yeah, who isn't?
Aside
right?
from the Scientology thing, which I'm a little bit peeved
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
He's one of the most charismatic guys out there. I think The Rock is like trying to get it, but I don't think The Rock will ever.
He's close. Yeah,
but he'll
but you're
never
right.
meet Will Smith.
No, Will Smith,
Hitch.
like Hitch, that one where he's like, where he's he has the allergic reaction,
man.
and he's like,
Oh, man.
just scenes like that crack me up.
And the thing with Hitch is that you wouldn't normally find it on a top 10 on most people that like see themselves as movie people or whatever.
Yeah.
Every time it's on, I sit down, I watch it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it's in. Like and one of that's not on here, like I didn't put the Shawshank Redemption. Love that movie.
That's another one too.
But it's the same thing
Yeah.
on there. But Hitch, man, that is
Yeah.
a fun ass movie.
Yeah.
Good call.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Nice. And yeah, going back to The Dark Knight, I mean, you can't deny it.
No.
Because most people will say, and I won't disagree with anyone that says it's way better than Spider-Man 2. Just for me, Spider-Man 2 is it, but god damn, The
Yeah.
Dark Knight is just
It's a good
something
one.
different.
Yeah.
Okay, so I ran through those ones. All right, so next one on my list, going from 6 to 9, we have Fight Club.
And again, another one I haven't seen. So
Yeah.
this one bothers you that I haven't seen
Fight Club,
it. Yeah.
same director as Seven. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name because I said his name. Fincher, David Fincher.
Okay.
Oh my god, this
Yeah.
movie I remember watching when I was in elementary school, and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then at one point I was rewatching it again, and then that second time, I think it was the second time, I was like, wait a minute. And as soon as that second time was over, I pressed play and started it again.
Yeah.
My whole world was rocked. I was like, this is why movies are great. Like the feeling I had with the twist, the way they did it, and like I have seen that movie. I probably watch that movie 3 times a year.
Oh wow.
And and I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
And I still always pick up on things. Like if you notice, if you go back to it, even in the opening scenes, they're showing flashes of Tyler Durden in there. Like they've linked it in so well.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, I adore that. Next one for me is Godfather Part 2.
Okay.
And
yeah.
it was a tough one between Godfather 1 and Godfather 2. In fact, if you look back there, I've got that really cool Godfather
Yes.
montage thing.
Yeah.
The third one sucks, and
Right.
I kind of hate the fact that it's on there, but still.
Yeah.
That one's going to be going up probably
Next.
right around there for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Godfather 2.
I knew it was you, Fredo. That was the third one, though, but it's still.
No. Yeah, I knew it was
Yeah.
you. No, that's the
Well,
second
that
one.
was the second one. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That's the thing.
like the best line. Yeah.
Oh my, like heartbreaking, just
Yeah.
the way that it was done.
Yeah.
The cinematography, the way that it went back and forth, meeting these two worlds, like one that's building and one that's just crumbling down.
Yeah.
And again, when I saw that, I was really young, and when I realized what was going on, blew me away.
Yeah.
So that would have been, what did I say? That's number 7. Yeah, that's
Yep.
number 7. So my next one, next one, and this is where I had a little bit of trouble because I wasn't sure which is going to be really it for me. Or sorry, no, I got 2 more.
Yeah,
my bad. Sorry.
Yeah,
Pulp Fiction,
Pulp Fiction.
Tarantino.
Yeah, another Tarantino classic.
And
Royale with cheese.
The Royale with cheese. That's when I realized what dialogue-driven movies were about. That's where it actually, where I got it. Where I've heard people talking about the dialogue is really good and everything like that. And that one was just everything.
Yeah.
Like I loved the structure of it. When they've had interviews with Tarantino, he's like, it's a book structure.
Yeah.
Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Doesn't matter where they are. Once they converge, when these things converge, it goes together. And just the way that they told the story, everything like that, much like kind of like Reservoir Dogs, but again, Reservoir Dogs was still very much linear. It just kind of went back and talked about things. But yeah, Pulp Fiction is one. And now this is where it kind of gets messy because I'm not sure the movie guy in me is wanting to go one way, but the child in me wants to go another. I think I'm going to go with the child part of it. And my number 9 pick is The Mask.
Oh yeah.
Are you
No,
even
not
surprised?
even a little. Yeah, not even a little. Yeah, it's a classic movie, and I know you're a big
For
Jim Carrey
some,
fan.
I'm a huge Jim Carrey
Yeah.
fan. And again, when I saw this movie, I think I was 7, 8 years old.
Yeah, and Cameron Diaz was like at her finest.
The only hottest time she's ever been.
Yeah,
Blew me away.
Yeah.
But not only that, this movie, still to this day, you know how you get married and like not our marriages, like from our crew of people or culture.
Yeah,
But where they say in sickness and in health, till death do you part, to love and to hold or whatever.
Yeah.
This is my movie for that. When I'm sad, I watch it. When I'm sick, I watch it.
Yeah.
When I'm happy, I watch it.
Yeah.
So it's just the performance in there. The first time they CGI really took a big jump from that movie as well. And it was because Jim Carrey was he's got an elastic face.
Yeah.
So that really helped.
Yeah.
So that's my 6
very cool.
to 9.
6 to 9.
So Nick, your number 1 pick. And why? And we'll deep dive into this a little bit more than the other ones. I know I kind of elaborated a little bit more on mine, but give me your thoughts and then just an overview of everything. And again, we don't really have a necessary ranking, but you give me the one that you've left for last.
So this one I left for last was Avengers Winter Soldier.
Wow. Or you mean Captain America Winter Soldier.
Sorry, Captain America Winter Soldier. I just
Good
thought
pick.
it was such a well done movie.
Yeah.
And I thought okay, I like the original Captain America. Thought it was good. I kind of went into it with low expectations because you're like Captain America out of all of them, he's kind of the most dull. Let's be honest.
He's the Boy Scout.
Yeah, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. But I tell you, I sat through that whole movie, and at the time it was one of the first ones that was almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
And at no point did I ever A, want to go to the bathroom, B, leave my seat, nothing, right?
Yeah.
I was just, and the 3 hours flew by. I thought it was one of the best well done movies in a long time, just talking about the political scene, the one liners in it, just the little quips that you get.
The dialogue was really
was
tight
awesome.
in it.
Yeah, the action sequences were nothing to sneeze at either.
The hand-to-hand combat in that.
Yeah.
So usually when you're watching movies, you kind of have your phone or whatever, but yeah, when the hand-to-hand comes in,
you're there.
You're there.
So that for me, I think was my number one. I think it was just kind of, that just stuck with me. Yeah. I'd like to see, after you tell me your number one, a couple that you were okay, they were on the chopping block, but they didn't make quite the list.
Oh.
I'd like to go through those with you too,
Good
just
call.
a couple of them.
Good
but
call.
Yeah, what was your number one?
Well, I want to touch on the Captain America Winter Soldier because for me, we talked about this, I think last episode or 2 episodes ago. Mm-hmm. Again, the whole superhero thing, it's getting too much or whatever. And it's movies like that which differentiated from everything else.
Yeah.
Much like The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
You've picked 2 movies with The Dark Knight and The Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier is essentially the Dark Knight of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
As dark as they can get, right? Because they'll never get that dark.
Yeah.
Plus, they're on their own separate thing. But I love that you had both of those because those are 2 of the... Those are how you can branch away from the usual. So good call on that. My number 1 pick, and... Again, this was a toss-up between this and The Mask, and most of you are going to be like, how could you even compare this to The Mask? And you might be happy that I'm putting this one number 1, I guess, technically, is Goodfellas.
Great movie. Yeah.
Goodfellas will forever be...
That's your number one, eh?
That, again, there's no real order, but based on how I'm on average, again, The Mask is just that one that I'll always go to as well. But for some reason, Goodfellas, I guess, half-assed amateur critic in me that always goes to it, I just look at that movie, I watch it more than The Mask, and I love The Mask, but like I savor that one a little bit more. But this one, I can just watch it over and over and over.
Yeah.
Just the way that it was done. The first time I've seen him, I have seen something with narration over top of it, because the other movies don't really have narration, right?
Yeah.
This one had the narrative structure over top, the voiceover of Henry Hill, played like beautifully by Ray Liotta. Joe Pesci's character, who was just the most terrifying, I don't know what's going to happen type of guy.
Yeah.
Robert, like the music cues in it, everything. That movie is just so good. I think I love every Scorsese movie, just like I love almost every Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one, in terms of an overall movie, adore the living hell out of it.
Great pick.
So you were going to throw it to me, but I'll throw it to you first.
Okay.
Your movies that were on that didn't make your list, let's say, that would comprise, let's say, either another top 5 or another top 10.
Yeah. So, like, one of them that I was like, oh, do I put it on there? I didn't, but you'll be surprised. And I'm surprised you didn't have it on there, but Zoolander.
Yeah, but
it's
so good. But I think the reason why we both love it so much the way we do, and that's why it's not on this list, it's because we share the corniness, but the subtle brilliance in it.
Yeah.
Because most people don't get it.
Because the first time, I don't know about you, the first time I watched it, I'm like, this is the stupidest movie I've ever seen. Like, I was like, why did it's 2 hours?
I'm with you on that.
2 hours of my life
100%.
I'll never get back.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I was like, I'll watch it again. I remember if it was on TV, if I'm like, okay, I'll just watch it again and see if, and I'm like, okay, it's actually pretty funny, right? Like, and like, then you start quoting it with your friends or whatever. And I think me and you are the only ones who actually do quote it on a regular basis.
Well, Costa's the other one that'll do it the occasional time. Like you mentioned him before.
Hansel, he's so hot right now.
So hot right now.
Yeah.
And that's why I loved it. I thought it was whatever, and I thought it was funny because I like Will Ferrell and whatever. And at the time, I really liked Ben Stiller. Now, whatever.
Yeah.
But because it's embedded in our conversations, much like Seinfeld is, even though Seinfeld is brilliant on its own, but because we talk about it all the time and we can reference it all the time, that's why I love it so much.
Yeah.
I totally get you on that.
Yeah.
Any other ones?
So 300 was my other movie that I thought was a classic. You know, I again, though, my criteria that didn't make the top 10 was because if it is on, I won't necessarily watch it every single time. Like, you know, I've seen it a few times, but like it had some of the good lines, like, you know, I would kneel, but this old knee, you know, like it just...
It threw some comedy in what was like a very intense, really intense kind of movie. Because it is, like, it really is like... You get jacked up after you see it, right?
Yeah,
that's a good one.
So I
haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that one in a while, actually.
Yeah,
I think I have to watch it again.
You should.
I should.
Totally should.
Any other ones that were close?
No, like that was like, I mean, there's so many good movies out there, and it's hard to like narrow it down to a top 10. But like, I like similar to what I'm assuming you did. I went into my DVD collection and was like, okay, here's kind of the ones I'm like, oh, I totally forgot about this one. Like, so.
There was a few, and that's why I think it's easier. Like when people make their top 10 list, don't think of like which ones are the greatest movies. Because I know one of mine was Terminator 2. It's right over there, amazing. Scarface was another one.
Yeah,
The Hangover, the first one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was one of those movies where I wish they didn't make the other ones. They should have left Hangover.
That's why I won't watch Zoolander 2.
I saw it.
You saw it.
I was so upset.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had Training Day. Top Gun was even on there too.
Yeah,
there was a ton, man. The Departed is one of like in terms of the Scorsese's.
Yeah.
Inglourious Bastards again, because I watch those movies a lot. So yeah, I really like those movies. In terms of the superhero ones, I would probably be in the Civil War or Winter Soldier camp.
Yeah.
Or Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Because Ant-Man was just funny, and I like heists.
Yeah.
So I like that it was a heist movie. There's some solid lists.
Yeah.
And so for anybody else that's wanting to, you can go into the comments. You can go on the Entertain Facts page. We'll probably get Anthony to say, like, what's your top 10 list?
Yeah.
Maybe even just top 5, depending on how much space is on there. But let us know what your top 10 favorite movies, for whatever reason. Even if it's the stupidest movie in the world to the entire like populace.
Yeah.
As long as you like it, that's the point, and stick with it.
Well, exactly, because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like watching this or you know whatever, and they're going to be like, those movies, like, really? Yeah. And, like, they're not your typical, like, you know, like Godfather, you know, Scarface. Like, you know, a lot of people would go that route,
and
right?
that's more of the route that I've gone to. Yeah.
But, like, it's just, again, it's what you guys prefer. And, like, for me, and, you know, people have a different criteria basis on how they pick them. But, like, I would love to see, you know, what other people pick and kind of and go from there. I'm curious to see if anyone's out there is like, Cadell, like his are like awful picks. Like Nick's picks are awful. So, but
they'll probably say the same.
And I won't be offended. Like, but I would love to see like which one out of mine, for example, or your list. Yeah. They were like, that is one that I hated. Like, I would love to see somebody say something like that just to see which one it was.
And the beauty is that your list and my list did not overlap.
No,
ours were completely different.
They would.
There was again, The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Was definitely that one. And a part of me was either between, because I loved Civil War, but I don't, again, it's always we talked about this before. Is it The Avengers, the first one? Is it Civil War or Winter Soldier? Which of the three? Like, I don't know where to place them because each one is just, it's different things. Civil War was fun as hell. Avengers was that I'm always angry part. Yeah. It's just my mantra right now.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I try to keep it that way. But like, even looking at my DVDs and stuff, Casino Royale, American History X was one. That one was.
I haven't seen that one, but I've heard. Yeah,
take a look at it. American History X almost took out Reservoir Dogs.
Oh wow,
that is a powerful movie, but it's a hard movie to watch. Like, I can't watch it every year.
Yeah,
I don't have fun watching it aside from I just go there because the acting is brilliant. So go on Twitter. You can find me at the F Words G. Let me know what your top 10 are, what your favorite are. Say, hey, G, your list is stupid. Hey, we don't like you, whatever.
Hey,
doesn't
you're
matter.
Awesome. Great
you're
list.
Awesome. Yeah,
great list. God, I'm not the only one.
And also, when you send them out, for people that are looking at the other lists and looking at ours, if you haven't seen these movies, take a look at them. Yeah. And also, like, now that they've already passed, there's no hype behind any of these movies, right? Like, you know, even Godfather 2, people are like, it's a great movie, but you don't have the hype like you would as a movie now, right? Like, Wonder Woman, it's amazing, blah, blah, blah. Then you go there and you're like, it was good. But the hype was built up. These movies have stuck around for a long time. Take a look at them. Let us know what you think. And also email us too. If you don't want to talk in the comments, email us at the fwordpodcast@gmail.com. And this was episode 10. Nick, this was a lot of fun. We made it.
Yeah,
10 episodes.
Awesome. Yeah.
10 more. Now, with WWF Word.
Yeah.
We are going to be bringing in some special guests at one point. It may not be a weekly thing, but we will try to bring that back for you wrestling fans. Yeah. And I know you have a lock on somebody that is really big in wrestling.
Yeah, she's a big wrestling fan.
Good.
Her and I have had some good conversations, so it's nice to get her. And she watches like NXT. She watches like all the other ones.
The whole
too.
thing.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, so it'll be nice. Yeah,
that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's it. Go to all the other sources that I said: Facebook's, Twitter's. Make sure you're following Entertain Facts on Instagram. Give us your input on how the show's going, and what you guys would like to see, what you guys would like us to talk about. It's not just a movie news thing.
I would love it to be a little bit more interactive for sure. Like, tell your friends. Like if it's something that you enjoy the show, tell your friends to check it out too. I would love to get more people on there. The more people we get, the more interaction we could do, and we could actually have a really cool show. I would eventually, maybe episode 20, if we could make it work, where we have some like live questions come in or something.
Do a live
or even
show.
Just questions in general, right? And we could just kind of go off of them and go from there. But
that'd be sweet.
I don't know.
Nick, thank you
Pleasure
again.
as always, man. Thank you.
I am G. This is the F Word Podcast, and we are out.